from the ocean, which means it's overtopped the barriers, which are about 3/4 of a mile behind me. You can see the lights of the strip of Atlantic City behind me. It's become much colder. It does feel like we've got the back end of the storm now. I see what Jason's getting. We got that much earlier, and then for the last 2 hours, it's been calm. I was able to see the moon. The sky was completely clear. We were in the center of the storm. This, I'm sure Chad can tell me better than I can, this is the back end of the storm. The rain has now picked up. The wind has now picked up. You saw me standing here earlier today, Piers. I was standing on dry ground. There was some water around me. Then the water started to come up. Now it's up to thigh level, and we are still half an hour away, probably. Well, yeah, about half an hour away from high tide. There's a sense of it. You see a truck driving through, so you can see how high that water is. The only trucks driving through here are police, fire, and these guys who are the boardwalk patrol because of the fact that it's a curfew. There's a 6 p.m. onward curfew. This is pretty serious at this point. It's still going to get higher. And Piers, here's the thing. It's 60 miles due west here to Philadelphia. They are going to get the rain. They are going to start to get this flooding. That's a flood-prone area. So people in Philadelphia are now getting very, very concerned about what the effect the floods are going to have over there. But in this area, if you're not out, you're at home because it is under curfew and travel ban, and you can't get out of most of these areas on the shore anyway at this point, Piers.
And Ali, very quickly, Chris Christie's been pretty scathing about the mayor of Atlantic City, saying that he basically went against his instructions. What can you tell me about that, and how much of a problem will that be for the mayor if indeed people do get trapped and potentially even lose their lives?
Well, we were talking to the mayor of Atlantic City on air earlier, and I had asked him, I said, look, it's about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What do you do if you haven't left? Because the roads have started to become overtopped. And he said at that point, if you're not out, stay where you are, get to high ground. Chris Christie then took exception to some of his comments that I'm not sure the situation on the ground makes the mayor wrong. I agree there should have been a great emphasis on getting people out of town. Most did. About 400 or 500 remain in shelters in Atlantic City, but the mayor's concern is that some people didn't go to shelters. They're just at home, and there's no services to help them. So unclear as to at what point the mayor should have said don't.
Storm surge, and as I have told you before, that is a record, the prior record, just over 10 feet set back in 1960 during Hurricane Donna. And literally where I'm standing right now, Piers, is actually an island. Battery Park is at the lower part of Manhattan. It was mandatorily evacuated, and it's built on a landfill. All of the buildings here, literally sand that was put in here. It's now surrounded by water. So you've got the Hudson River right here behind me, and then now the highway on the other side of where all these buildings are is also completely flooded, up to 8 or 9 feet. It's above the doors on a lot of the stores that we can see there. Now, I wanted to just pan around a little bit, as you can see, Piers, because it's dark. And this darkness that you're looking at, as Walter pans over here to the Manhattan side of the river, power is out. And that's a pretty incredible thing. Power's out in Lower Manhattan. The street lights down here in Battery Park City, which is an island, are actually still on, although some of them have been flickering. But
in Asbury Park, though, it's really, there's some higher elevations, higher areas. Whoa, here we go. Higher areas. We're actually able to get some pizza restaurant that was open a little bit earlier. But look at this entire area. If you turn over here, I mean, this is about 7 or 8 feet of this seafoam stuff. It looks like it's snowing almost. Never seen anything like this.
Well, that was about 45 minutes to an hour ago along the boardwalk in Asbury Park. I can tell you now it is impossible to go in that area at all. That area is now underwater, and the water has moved about 2 blocks at least to a location where I am now. And we've actually got knocked off the air. Our satellite truck getting knocked around in the wind too much to broadcast. I'm joining you on the phone. I want to bring in the mayor of Asbury Park, Ed Johnson, with the latest information. Mr. Mayor, what are you hearing about the situation in Asbury? How many folks don't have power? What's the latest?
Well, things are very serious here in Asbury Park right now. We've had power outages throughout the day, and they're increasing throughout the city. So the majority of the city, the power is out, and we have very strong, sustained winds with gusts. And as you just mentioned,
I want to take a look at images that recorded earlier, a transformer blowing on the Lower East Side. I want to bring in Chad Myers. Chad, kind of tell us what we're seeing, because we see a lot of transformers blow. We've seen a lot of them blow here in Asbury Park. I can't see the video. Where are we showing?
Well, it looks like, obviously, water and electricity don't mix, and especially salt water and electricity don't mix. But it's that color, it's that glow, it's the color that you would see when a tornado would roll through and knock down a transformer or a power line. And, Rob, I know you know that color. You've seen enough power lines come down. It's that power line flash that is just so reminiscent of wires coming apart and electricity getting out and through the air and those lights sparking in that color. It's an eerie color.
Yeah, and I'm told there have been so far 10 confirmed deaths in the United States. We know there were more deaths, obviously, in Cuba, Jamaica, also in Haiti before the storm even arrived in the U.S., but so far 10 confirmed deaths. I know one in Queens, a man was hit, I believe the earlier report was by a falling tree. No doubt in daylight we'll know a lot more in terms of the total